One Piece! 行くぞ!
So lately there's been many theories going around about just who Kaido's son is. As revealed in the latest chapter, Kaido is seen asking where his son is. As mentioned, there have been many theories going around about this. We've already had a few ideas, even an old theory from a few months ago. However, the ideas of who the son is seem to be based on the character we've already met. Some speculate that the son could be a new character entirely. This wouldn't be a surprise with the older style. He tends to add new characters a lot. But what if we told you that the son is both old and new? Legendary Anime had an interesting conversation with our friend Gon, who many of our Discord followers would know. And during this conversation, he asked who our thoughts are on the son of Kaido. Legendary Anime replied, I hope it's someone new, as it would be interesting to have a new character and possibly enemy this late into the arc, as it would just build the tension. Upon going over some possible ideas, he mentioned to me about one theory that Kaido's son is already dead, and it's due to this that Kaido has a drinking problem and tries to commit suicide. As me and Legendary Anime are parents ourselves, I can somewhat understand that idea and feeling. There's nothing more worrying to a parent than the thought of losing your child. From personal experience, we know people who have tried to commit suicide after losing their child, so it seemed fairly possible this could be Kaido's mindset currently. Then it hit us. What if his son had died but was somehow still alive? We'll explain more in this video. Kaido's son, Momonosuke's Dragon Devil Fruit, Dr. Vegapunk's Experiment by Legendary Anime. Hi everyone, Flying Panda. Before we begin, please click like on the video and subscribe if you haven't. Of course, join our Discord. Let's note that Kaido is known one of the most dangerous pirates alive, and in true pirate fashion, he's most likely without any mercy. Meaning that when he was at Odin Castle and had Momonosuke by the throat, he could have easily killed him right there and then. But for some reason he decided not to kill Momo. It's implied that Kaido didn't kill him as Momo was begging for his life, and Kaido saw this as cowardly, so he decided to let him perish in the fire of the burning building rather than kill Momo himself. To kill a child, you have to have the coldest of hearts, as even most soldiers who fight in wars have deep regret and post-traumatic symptoms after killing a child, whether intentional or not. Knowing that you've taken a life so young with so much future ahead of it can be very distressing. It's not just clear with Kaido's character just how cold-hearted he is. We witness him kill, attack and even struck his own allies, but until we get a better profile on him, like a flashback or even himself making or acting in a way to suggest otherwise, that he is not so evil that he could not kill a child for just being a child. So for now, we can speculate on this act of mercy that he has shown. To that end, we speculate that Kaido spared Momonosuke not because he begged, not because Momo acted cowardly, but because Kaido, at that moment of truth, could see his own dead son in his hand, which led him to his mercy, and he could not bear to see another child die in front of him. It's not to suggest that Kaido himself killed his own child. That seems a little dark. No, his son was either murdered by someone else or fell victim to something incurable. Both possibilities hold merit, and we can even come up with two stories to explain both. Let's start with the murder. Out of all Kaido's known enemies, there is one that comes to mind. One that doesn't value the life of a person like most. Gecko Moria. Moria was the second person to mention the Yonko Kaido, and as he explained that it was Kaido who wiped out his entire crew sometime in the past. The details of where and when have yet to be explained, but we can most definitely assume it was when Moria has first set out to sea, which would suggest around the time of Roger's execution in Chapter 0. At that point, the Rocks pirates had already fallen, and the members such as Kaido had set out on their own. It's highly possible that by the time Moria reached the New World, Kaido has already become a Yonko, which would lead Moria to go after his head to claim the Yonko status for himself, just as many of the rookies have been doing currently. We know that Kaido ended up wiping out Moria's entire crew apart from him. Not knowing the strength of Moria's former crew, it's hard to say whether Kaido wiped them out because of their strength or just on a whim. But what if it was more personal? Would it be more unreasonable to assume that Moria could have been possibly captured and held Kaido's son as ransom to weaken the Yonko? Perhaps in a moment of rage, Kaido barreled his way through Moria's crew, taking out each as he goes along till only he and Moria are left. But in the chaos, Moria has taken his son's shadow, which put his son at the risk to the sun, and after explaining this to Kaido, Kaido loses control and goes berserk on Moria to give him back his son's shadow. Possibly at this moment, just before the shadow was returned, the sun had already done some damage to the kid, and as a result, the son was barely alive. This could also explain why Kaido let Moria live, as he might have had to make haste to do the only thing he can to save his son's life. Before we get into it, as we said, it could be due to an incurable illness, which also could lead to the next possibility of how Kaido tried to save his son. If the son's body is not curable, then the only thing left would be to save its soul. For that, Kaido would seek out his former ally, Charlotte Lillian, also known as Big Mom. Remember that Big Mom mentioned to Kaido that he owes her for something she did for him in the past, something big. And what could be more bigger than Big Mom aiding Kaido in trying to save his son? With her power, she could reap the dying son's soul from his body and place it in something, in just about anything, but this would make him a homie, and be at the mercy of Big Mom's control, so it's likely Kaido knows this only too well and requests that she doesn't make him into a homie, rather to contain his soul until it can be replaced within another body. This leads to Kaido seeking the only man known who can recreate others, clones, and is said to be the smartest man alive. Of course, none other than Dr. Vegapunk himself. It's always been a curious question how the Navy captured Kaido a number of times, only for him to escape each and every time. What if he allowed himself to be captured with each time, having the purpose and chance of locating Dr. Vegapunk with each capture? Vegapunk is well hidden and protected by the world government, and is unlikely to have the location known to the general public, keeping him a well-guarded secret. So Kaido may hear rumors of his location from time to time, and each time he would venture there and allow the Navy to take him into custody, till finally he ended up in the naval base where Vegapunk was kept, Punk Hazard. Dr. Vegapunk will likely have some interest in Kaido, as Kaido is either a real dragon or his devil fruit is the dragon zone type. Either way, Vegapunk has shown an interest in dragons and would more than likely want to examine Kaido closely. Kaido may have even volunteered for Vegapunk to examine him, and upon the two meeting, Kaido explained that he can easily escape anytime he wishes, so offers Vegapunk a deal. Use my blood for your experiments, create what you wish from it, but in return, make a new body for my son's soul. who will then explain what had happened and show Vegapunk the container which holds his son's soul. Vegapunk, being a man of science, would hardly turn down such an opportunity to gain such rare DNA and would agree to the terms. He likely experimented by creating the 2 dragons that he made, but this wasn't what Kaido was after. If he is a dragon, then he wanted his son to be of the same original origin as he is, that of a Japanese dragon, not of the Welsh dragon. Vegapunk may have suggested that he could clone Kaido himself, but this likely didn't sit well with Kaido. He doesn't want his son to have his face, so he would have no choice but to fear a life of piracy for looking like his father's image. Vegapunk then likely suggested one last alternative. He mentions that he has been working on creating devil fruits, and in order to do this, he needs a soul to bond with the devil fruit to give it life, explaining that with his DNA, the fruit will become his son and can possibly be reborn from it. But it's likely that Vegapunk knew the chances of this working were low, but he had no more options, so took a big risk. Kaido might have been reluctant to the idea, but with this option they had and perhaps time running out as might need to make an escape soon, decided to try it. After Vegapunk created the devil fruit and infused it with the soul of the sun, it's likely that after some tests showed that it hasn't been a success and Vegapunk deemed it a failure. Kaido, in despair, turned to drinking more and became an alcoholic, which led him to fall deeper in his sorrow and led him to try committing suicide over and over again in the hope of being reunited with his son. This might also explain the bad blood between him and Big Mom. Perhaps he regret asking her for her help. However, the reason he allied himself with her may be because she brought him the news of his son, which led him to forgive her and made the alliance because of it. Now you might realize something. Momonosuke ate the devil fruit, the artificial one Vegapunk made, so is Momonosuke now the son of Kaido? Momo himself isn't, of course, but the soul within the devil fruit is, and being an artificial devil fruit could mean that the soul within can surface and manifest unlike normal devil fruits. Being that Big Mom had a hand in the creation of this devil fruit could mean that she can draw out the soul within and have it take control of Momo's body, thus giving birth to the son of Kaido. When Kaido asked where his son is, he could mean where is Kanjuro, who would have been the one to inform Orochi of Momo eating the devil fruit, and Kaido sends order to bring Momo back alive. Kanjuro does mock Kinemon and Co. They'll kill Momo and his sister, but let's not forget that Kanjuro is only a puppet and might not be aware of the importance of Momo and the devil fruit within. As if he really intended to kill Momo, why not do it there and then? It's an ironic twist of fate. Kaido spared Momo's life only for Momo to later be destined to consume the soul of Kaido's son, and Kaido killed Momo's father. A son lost a father, while a father lost a son, only to be reunited. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. This was written by Legendary Anime. Please leave your comments down below. Please hit like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda and join our Discord. The road to 100k subs is underway. Let's do it. And everyone, please be safe.
Flying Panda.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme, explaining due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as a pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away, it's so unreal. Didn't look out below. What time fly through out the window. Trying to hold on, but didn't even know. I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, even though I tried. It all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard.